Welcome, Scorpio, to your chakra reading for December. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, friends, let's see what's going on with your chakras this month. The most important chakra coming out is solar plexus chakra, talking about the I can, right, which is located about an inch above the belly button. This is where we get out that internal power. This is the I can do it, right? Making sure you get all that strength out. And talking about, ooh, beautiful crown chakra going all the way to the crown chakra at the top of the head. This is saying, I know. And this is a spiritual awakening, though. So this is very beautiful. Not only is it hitting the crown, but it's also going to open up the third eye as well. So this card is saying, I have the third eye plus the crown open, and I'm going to anchor off into the what? Soul star chakra so that I can get the download that I need or the upgrade that I need, however it's going to be, to actually have this spiritual awakening. Something is going on where it feels like here it comes, right? For some of you, you might even call it the rude awakening. Why am I thinking this? This is where our hearts are opening and expanding to the experience a deeper sense of love and wisdom. This is a time of important rite of passage for you, and you are awakening to a deeper sense of your spiritual being. Your awareness is expanding, and your connection to the wisdom of the universe is stronger than ever. Sometimes this can be uncomfortable and challenging. However, always remember that through these challenges, you have the ability to grow. You are being asked to let go of anything that is stopping you from experiencing this deep connection at the present. Now, look, if this is, you've already had a 100% spiritual awakening, it could just be a download, right? Meaning I've already gone through all the real pains and hurts and stuff. This is just something that's going on within my life that I need to nurture the process. It could be coming from meditating, anything of this nature, right? Because we don't just have one spiritual awakening. We have many regressions that we have to go through life, which is kind of crazy because I'm going through one as my myself, okay? Which is kind of crazy. This is coming up for you guys because I'm actually going through what I call regression. It's a transgressions and regressions. It's kind of like I already had a spiritual awakening, but now Spirit wants to come in and kind of, even though the closet is cleaned out, he's kind of getting the cobwebs off the walls. It's very uncomfortable. I'll have to tell you, it's been going on for a week, and it's very uncomfortable. It's actually bringing up things that I forgot. It's crazy because all the spiritual awakening that I had before, it was like I understood what was going on, and those were things that I did remember. This is like I said, taking off the cobwebs off the wall of things that was like so hidden, so deep within myself that I forgot all about those things throughout my whole life, right? It was like those were the ones that were hidden, deep, dark, and beyond, right? So yeah, there's all kinds of different kinds of spiritual awakenings that we go through. There's not just a spiritual awakening. We do go through what I'm calling it right now, the extra cleaning of the closet transgressions. It's been keeping me awake at night. Yeah, and it is uncomfortable. It's with the first spiritual awakening that I went through, in case you guys have never gone through one, it can make you actually break down, cry, do things like this, right? The one that I'm going through right now is just like, oh, I am so disappointed within myself. It's almost to the point to where it's very uncomfortable, and it's more of a large, huge disappointment of, I can't believe that I did that or this. It's not the same, but it's the same, right? So yeah, whatever the spiritual growth is, and the answers lie within the new spiritual awakening, and there is more than one. So yeah, like I said, I'm calling this one the transgressional spiritual awakening. It's one that I've never gone through because I've already went through my spiritual awakening of what this card is talking about. But if I'm just bringing that up because if you guys have said, well, I've already had a spiritual awakening, it can't resonate with me, but yet something might be going on. It could be that transgressional. So that's because your whole life you're going to do things that are bad. And so you're always going to have another spiritual kind of awakening, another cleansing, another kind of like, oh, do you remember when you did this 5 years ago? Jeez. Right? And that's kind of what's happening. It's like like I said, it's like the ones that were missed, right? This is like the big ones that help with healing. So, okay. So this is saying I can have the spiritual awakening. And for others of you, it's kind of like if, even though it hurts, it's like I can get through this. That's kind of how I'm feeling really with this is because it does hurt. And it's almost like, no, I have to do this. And I have to do that, right? And I can get through this. I can totally do this. And patience coming out with number 14 over here. Whoa. It is patience because it's getting down to the stabilities of things with the 14, right? It's getting down to the new beginning with the 1, but the 1 plus 4 equals the 5, so it's going to have the ultimate change within yourself. So once it's over, you're going to feel so different. It's almost like you're not going to feel like the same person because you're going to have this weight lifted off of you, no matter whether it's a transgressional one that you're going through or the original one. Now, I've never brought up the transgressional one before because I never really perceived it, guys. I'm going to be truthful. I never knew until it just started happening to me last week. I thought once you had the spiritual awakening, I mean, I knew we always had them again in certain ways, but I didn't know it was like this. This is like crazy. It's definitely kind of an enlightening thing. It does make you feel a lot better. I actually woke up the other night, guys. I'm not even kidding. I thought, oh my God, if I'm going through something like this, maybe I'm freaking dying. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'm freaking dying. I'm not even kidding. I'm only human. I don't know everything. But no, I feel much lighter. I feel better. And in fact, a lot of my anxieties that I was feeling before, my friends, a lot of it is gone. Now I'm still gonna, get, some of my anxieties, but not as in having as much anxiety as I did before. So I do feel like it's kind of overall healing. It's like a regeneration. Anyways, when it's over, I'll let you know. It's not over yet. It's still going on every night. I go to bed. I have these weird dreams. I wake up. I feel weird. All these things go in my head of things that you did. And you're like, oh my God, forgive me. I didn't mean to do that. Right? Initiation that counts in St. Jean Marie in 14 again. So definitely, definitely having this upload of information and releasing, right, and releasing things. With the St. Jeremy's, the initiation of the Count St. Jeremy, and this is talking about the initiation. It's much more than a change or even a transformation. It's nothing less than your movement into higher revelations of power, insight, and achievement, and the time is now. And that's totally what it's talking about over here. And I'm telling you right now, that's exactly how I feel. What I'm going through is different from that. But it's the same. Does that make sense? It's like the same, but not the same. So, but yeah, it's definitely impactful. So this card is also talking about your initiation can be aided by medications and study, as well as connecting to the ascended masters with whom you have worked for centuries upon centuries with. Know that you have shared purposes and activities with these masters, even if you aren't certain of what they are yet, which is crazy because the power that you hold within will impact every part of your life. And this is a very enormous uplifting energy that is coming in, and it's kind of like an evolution of yourself. Yeah. Bringing you to higher levels to understand. Now, this is more like understanding that you are a spirit being. That's what the first one is, right? The first one is, these are your transgressions. This is what you've done wrong. Remember that you're a spirit being having a human experience. That's what that is. The one that I'm having is, hey, you need to get rid of the extra cobwebs that are around you so that you can uplift yourself and get rid of things. And it's almost kind of like, feels like you're kind of changing even more perspective about life than it was even here. Really making you remember that you are definitely having transgressions. You are definitely doing things that are wrong, and that everybody on this planet is doing wrong, not just you. It's even deeper than this one. It's definitely different, because this one's saying, when you go through the one that I'm going through, really, like I said, the only reason I'm bringing that up is a lot of you are going to do this because you've already done this one. You already know that you're a spirit having a human experience, right? So this one is just going to remind you that don't worry, you're not a saint. Don't worry, you're a human. You're not doing anything more than anybody else did or any less than anyone else did. We all sin. We're all bad, right? And that's kind of like, and it lifts this weight off of you, and it says, who are you? And it reminds you of who you are. Then it wants to dig deep into those cobwebs in the back, and you're saying, but all my stuff is gone. I don't have any skeletons in the closet. No. You have this cobweb, that cobweb, this cobweb. Because, see, remember, you swallowed that. You forgot that. You said, I'm going to swallow this key. I'm going to let it go and forget it. And a lot of times I also think that a lot of the things that we forget was kind of like God's protection at the time, and then they'll come up later. But it almost feels like a near-death experience type of thing, where people say, well, I died and I went to heaven, and God showed me all these things I did wrong, right? And it made me feel really bad. That's why I was sitting there thinking, wow, well, if I'm doing that, am I dying? You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm dying. But that's exactly how it feels. But you're doing it while you're alive. So it's kind of crazy. And it's because it's time for you to understand who you are, what you really are, and what's really going on. Not just this, but what's really going on. But you have to have patience throughout the situation. And mine's already been going on since last Thursday, so almost a week. Okay. Eight of Wands, it's moving you up the ladder. Yeah, it's definitely moving you up, because it's moving you up towards the status. Where I say it's putting you in the star chakra area. The star chakra area is where the angels live. It's reminding you of your soul. It's reminding you of who you are. It's lifting your soul, your spirit, and making you remember, this is what this is. This is how that goes. This is what's really going on, right? So you're definitely having the Eight of Wands, and you're going to feel that lifting. You're going to feel that ascension. It's like an ascension, right? It's like, I feel like I'm these two wands here, but I'm like moving up the ladder. And it's going to move up the ladder, and it's going to continue to progress and progress until it's over. And then all of a sudden it'll be gone, and you're going to say, whoa. And there it is, the moon. You're going to feel like you're as high as the moon. That's how I feel right now. But however it is, it's having the realizations, and your intuition is going to be so open, my friends, because of the spiritual awakening, that you're going to be able to have the clarity and the understanding of things that are going around you, more so than you ever have before. And it's coming underneath that Count St. Jeremy's, because it's saying, look, this is where it needs to be. This is how it has to be, because you have to understand that this is not all what reality is. I would even have to say that if the moon was upside down, that would, if this would have come upside down, that would have been fine too, because it would have said you live in this kind of a veil, to where society kind of keeps you not understanding things, right? And now you're lifting kind of the veil to the side or up, and you're kind of moving up towards understanding and more higher level of spirituality. 100, right? Because that's exactly what they're supposed to be. That's the whole point, right? I mean, that's what all the ascended masters were here to do. Wasn't that their point? I mean, and you'll feel that way. You're going to say, that's what the point was. That's why St. Jeremy was here. That's why he has the glow around his head. That's why Jesus was here. That's why he has glow around his head. That's why Buddha is here. He has, the three ascended masters, because they're trying to make you understand that you are a spirit having an earth experience you just can't remember. And then all of a sudden when you have this great awakening, you're going to say, oh my God, there's so many things that I was, when I got here, I had amnesia. And now I no longer have amnesia. I'm understanding. And then you get this spiritual awakening, and then you'll have this other one, which I call the side. The side one is where you really understand and start seeing things from a different perspective. And then there's this one I'm going through now that I never knew existed. And I don't know if everybody's going to get that. Do only psychics get it? I don't know. I can't tell you that. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, what I'm going through, and you've already done that, then you can say it's a psychic thing or a normal thing, right? Okay, let's see what's going on. So very beautiful. You just have to be very patient with this process because it's not something, it doesn't go away. Once you allow the process, you're going to say, I want to do this. If you want to stop it, you can stop it, but it's going to be, why would you want to? Well, I'll tell you why a lot of people do, because it does hurt. Okay. The second one is more of the kind of feeling, but the first one hurts like hell. The one I'm going through is just all disappointments. Like, man, sometimes I just want to say, you suck, but then see, was the whole point of the regeneration I'm having through the transgressions, is that you don't suck, you're the same as everyone else. See, that's the point. Because it's bringing back the past. It's bringing back the past memories. It freaking hurts. You have to be patient because it's bringing up all these past hurts and pains and all the things that, that are going on within your life. That's where it's coming from. And it starts from childhood and it goes all the way through. Right? It's going to bring up the dramas. It's going to bring up the things that you don't want to deal with. You have to have the patience through the timing to get to where you want to be. You're angelically being guided with the temperance over here. And it's bringing in blessings as you're doing so. Yes, and it's bringing up all the truths. All the truths of the matter. Isn't that the truth? And that's why it hurts. Because when it starts bringing up the truths, and maybe it's even things that we wanted to deny that we did, it's going to tell you that's not the way it went. You fabricated that. You wanted it on your side. This is the freaking truth. And the truth was, you did that. And then you're going to say, no. Right? And it's like, oh. And yeah, it could cause a little anxiety because it does hurt. But you'll be determined to continue to want to go through it because you're going to feel so much more healed. And there's some generosity. Make sure you're being generous to yourself, right, when you're doing so. Don't take it so, you're going to take it personal. You have to. But don't take it to the level where you think you suck. See, that was the piece I was having problems with. It was like, then you freaking suck. Why am I'm a horrible person. Because you realize that it's not just you. And we all are. Right? So be more generous to yourself because it was a part of the plan. If you didn't have these problems, you wouldn't be human. You'd be an angel. So yeah, you're going to fight mentally with yourself. But the fighting for the cause is the point, because then it's going to allow everything to fall so that you can be inspired to rise again. And when you rise again, you're learning. You're learning about what you need to be learning, right? It's a learning experience. And that's the ultimate learning experience for the transformation that you're going through. And it's going to transform you into this lighter person. This person who has more better understanding of what's going on and learning from the mistakes that you have, and also learning that we're all rotten fruit. Let's put it that way. That's the best way to say it. We're all rotten fruit. We all have a rotten piece in us, right? Not one of us are really good. And if anybody said they weren't, then they're a liar. Plain and simple. Because we all have a rotten piece. It doesn't matter if it was today, if it was yesterday, if it was 10 minutes ago, if it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, because the spiritual awakening doesn't care. He's saying, yeah, you're a really good person now. Maybe you didn't do anything wrong today, but what did you do 20 years ago? Yeah, you're rotten. Right? And then we just build. We build ourselves into being a better person, having more generosity towards each other. We learn how to love each other. And the most important thing for this whole experience is opening up to love, compassion, and understanding as much as we can. And that's where the transgressions and that's where the transformations will come from. Okay? Okay, guys. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.